My name is Sapphire Washington. I'm from
I'm Blake, aka Blake Motivates. I'm a former financial aid counselor. I used to work in higher education. I want to answer some financial aid questions so that the high school seniors class of 2018 can make a smooth transition.
Let's get to it. What is the FAFSA?
The FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid. The most important word is free. Whenever you're completing the FAFSA, you want to make sure that you're not paying for the application.
So who should complete the FAFSA?
Everyone should complete the FAFSA. You always want to complete the FAFSA to make sure that you have an opportunity to be considered for whatever type of aid that may be available to you. By my experiences, I've come across athletes or students that receive full academic scholarships and they indicate that, look, I'm already paid for. But no, if you receive the Pell Grant, the federal Pell Grant, you will qualify for that on top of your scholarship. That may be extra money to help you pay for books, to help you pay for housing. So you want to make sure that you complete the FAFSA, even if you have a full scholarship, or you want to make sure that you complete the FAFSA regardless of your academic or your situation at home.
What do I need to complete the FAFSA?
In order to complete the FAFSA, you need a few things. You need your personal information. If you worked, you will need your tax information. You need some information from your parents. You need parental income information. You need to know how many people are in the household. It will also ask how many people in the household are in college. And all of these things will be combined into this formula to determine what you will qualify for. At the end of the FAFSA, they'll give you what's called an expected family contribution. So that number is not necessarily how much your parents or your family is expected to contribute, but it will help the school determine what's your need. And they'll do a cost of attendance calculation, which will go cost of attendance minus the EFC, and then that'll determine your need. So if you are attending the school and the cost of attendance estimated is $23,000 and your EFC is $5,000, you subtract $5,000 from $23,000 and that'll determine how much need-based funds you can qualify for. Now you may not receive funds up to that need-based number, but you will qualify for funds up to that number. If you're not 24 or if you can't answer one of the dependency questions as yes on the FAFSA, your parental information will have to be added. If you have a special circumstance where your parent passed away, or if you don't have a relationship with your parents, you was raised by somebody else that's not your adoptive parent, then you don't have to add parental information. You'll do what's called a petition for independent status. You want to make sure that you complete the FAFSA with your information, and then you want to go in and submit it. Whenever the school corresponds with you, you do a petition for independent status. But that's only if you don't have a biological or adoptive parent relationship. If you have a guardian, or if you were raised by someone else like I was, you'll have to do a petition for independent status. And in that case, your parental information won't be included, and it'll just be based off of your information.
What type of income information would it ask?
So the FAFSA is going to ask or request you to put income information for yourself and for your parents. The FAFSA created a new rule, they call it prior. You don't have to wait to file taxes. You can enter information as far as income from the year before. So coming in for the 2018-19 application, it'll ask for the income from 2016. So you don't have to wait to file taxes for 2017.
Whose income should I use if my parents aren't together?
So if your parents aren't together, or if you stay with one parent, if you stay with your mom, or if you stay with your dad, you want to make sure that you add the parental information for the parent that you stay with for 6 months or more out the year. So if you split time with your parents, you want to make sure that you add the parent who you've lived with the most throughout the year.
What if one of your parents doesn't make any money and they have no income?
So if your parent did not work during the previous year or the year that the FAFSA is requesting information for, you will put 0 on the FAFSA application for the parental income. But beware that the school may require you to submit documents for verification. So if the school notices that the parent income says 0, you may have to submit documents to verify that that parent income is 0. It would also ask for the student income. And if you did not work for the year that they're requiring information from, you just won't put any income. Once again, once you complete the FAFSA, one of two things may happen. You may get an award letter, or you may get selected for verification. If you get selected for verification, make sure that you handle what you have to handle with the school and you satisfy all of those requirements. Once you satisfy those requirements, then you will qualify for an award letter. But if you don't get an award letter initially, most likely you've been selected for verification.
What type of financial aid could I receive as a result of completing the FAFSA?
The free application for federal student aid is focusing more on the need-based funds, the grants, the loans, the work study. You can receive federal grants, you can receive state grants. So that's the Pell Grant, that's the SELG grant, and then on different state levels, they have different state grants. So federal work study, you can work, but you'll earn money that's as a result of the federal application. So it's federal funds, but you don't have to pay it back. And that's the most important thing. Now, the other type of aid that you can qualify for as a result of doing the FAFSA is federal direct loans. There's 3 different types of loans. You have subsidized loans, unsubsidized loans, and you have the federal direct parent plus. But as a student that's transitioning into college, you don't want to have to use loans. So you want to focus on getting scholarships, and the grants will be based on your need and your situation at home. You don't want to have to use loans, but if so, you want to focus on using a subsidized loan, which doesn't accumulate interest when you are using it. The unsubsidized loan would accumulate interest from the time that you use it. The parental parent plus loan would accumulate more interest, but that'll be on your parent, so you want to focus on not using loans. The scholarships are merit-based money, and what you do in class, your academic performance, that will determine if you can get scholarships. So you really can't do anything additional to put yourself in a situation to qualify for more grants, but you can do something to put yourself in a position to qualify for more scholarships.
Should I complete the FAFSA if I am unsure of what school I want to attend?
If you are unsure of what school you are going to attend, you should still complete the FAFSA. The FAFSA will allow you to add up to 10 schools on the application. So if you are considering a community college, if you're considering some local universities, some out-of-state universities, but it's early and you're not sure, you want to make sure that you add every school that you're considering if it's less than 10. But you want to make sure that you add everyone, and then around February, March, April, schools will start sending out correspondence if you are admitted. So you want to make sure that you add every school and give yourself a chance. If you complete the FAFSA, but you don't send it to the school that you eventually attend, it'll never be in their system. So you may think that you've completed the FAFSA, but if that school doesn't have it in their system, they won't have the FAFSA on file for you. So you want to make sure that you add every school and give yourself a chance. So if you haven't completed the FAFSA, you want to make sure that you complete the FAFSA right now. The FAFSA opens each year in October. So whenever the FAFSA opens in October, you want to make sure that you complete the FAFSA ASAP. When schools start awarding, they're going to award based on when you submit the application. And it's first come, first served, so don't wait.